Hey, it's Dr. Snyder with a productivity tip coming to you today from the Austin airport. I'm just flying out from an invite-only mastermind called The Collective. Amazing group of people, but I'm sitting inside of this soundproofed box inside the airport. It's like a little pod where you can take a moment to just get away and have Wi-Fi, and this little box is designed to have soundproofing aspects to it, and it's got its own Wi-Fi and it's got its own air supply coming in from up there. And basically this is just a small travel hack. I'm not advertising this particular service, but this one is called Jabberbox, and basically you just come up and use your credit card to reserve the space for anywhere from 10 minutes to 2 hours. So if you have a flight delay, you're traveling, you're trying to be productive, but you're in a situation where things didn't pan out the way you wanted to, or like me, you just get places early. So I got up at 6 a.m. to get here, wanted my hour and a half actually at the airport in case we run into traffic jams or whatever on the way here. Then I don't want to lose that hour and a half of productivity while my mind is fresh in the morning. So I can take this opportunity to push through some of the tasks on my list, respond to emails, read a book, catch up on things that I couldn't do when I was sitting just a few moments ago over at the gate where there was people jabbering about where they wanted to go take a tour and just talking to each other and distracting me continuously. In fact, there's very clear research on this topic that you may be able to mostly drown out the sound of people's voices with earphones and things like that. But if there's any language being spoken, even if it's not a language that you speak, it will detract from your capacity to concentrate. Music does the same thing if it has lyrics. And so the research shows us that if you're going to use music in the background to help with your productivity, if it kind of helps to wake up that creative right brain aspect of your thinking process, use music that does not have any lyrics. So my challenge for you today is actually a little different than normal. And what I'm going to ask you to do is just to, this week, try to think of one thing that if you did a little planning ahead would increase your productivity, would boost your productivity. I once heard a podcast interview, I believe it was Tim Ferriss interviewing a guy from a TV show who does a lot of work with people in the military, and basically he's one of these, you tell me your problem and we'll solve it. His company motto is any funded need. If you have the funding, we can accomplish it. And one of the takeaways that I had from that, listening to him talk, was the power of preparation, to plan on things going wrong and plan on having a backup plan, a plan B that allows you to still accomplish your goal. Here's one of my plan Bs. If I wasn't able to find this pod, this little keyboard and my phone allow me to get through a lot of stuff when I'm traveling. I can set it on the drop-down tray on the airplane, and it takes up a lot less space than my computer. And actually I had to use that technique during this trip, because I left my computer cord at home. Now, this is my challenge. So I used to I ordered a separate power cord specifically just to leave in my computer travel bag at all times, because I've made this mistake several times now where I grab my computer, but out of habit, I'm thinking I'm going to take it to the living room or something, and I'll be there for 30 minutes and I'll be back to my power cord, and I leave it behind. And so I changed computers and I have not yet caught up to buy a new power cord. And so this is my lesson. Like, okay, I didn't plan ahead, knowing that I'm likely to make a mistake. I didn't create that plan B. Fortunately, I did have this plan B, a Bluetooth keyboard that can link to my phone that allows me to get through emails faster than trying to do PEC typing, which I'm terrible and slow at. So your challenge this week is think ahead. What are the mistakes you tend to make? Do you leave for work and forget your credit card and you stop at the gas station and you need to fill up for gas, but then you have to drive 10 minutes back home to get your credit card? If so, stick a couple $20 bills somewhere in your car. Plan ahead. What happens in your employee meetings? What tends to go wrong? How can you plan ahead for that to allow your team to make progress even if key people don't show up or people to show up late? What are the opportunities for you to boost your productivity by just thinking ahead of what are the typical things that go wrong that prevent me from being productive, and how can I reverse that so that I actually increase or at least match my productivity even if I have to use my plan B? Talk to you soon. Have a great week.